Okay, we're still in Chapter 1, but we're over to Section 3, Making Progress. Some functions are represented graphically by points on a graph in a coordinate plane, in which the input values are represented on the horizontal axis, the output values are on the vertical axis. So, the graph of a function is the collection of ordered pairs, x f of x, such that x is in the domain of f. Most of the time, our functions will be infinite sets of ordered pairs. Remember the geometric interpretation. Please notice the graph. Y is the distance from the x-axis. X is the distance from the y-axis. We looked a little bit at that in Section 1. Now, we often define functions on intervals. They can be open, closed, half open, or half closed. We're going to do some examples of these here in a few seconds so that you can see how to use the brackets. Interval notation. If we have an open interval from 3 to 7, then notice we use parentheses. If we have a closed interval from 3 to 7, then we're going to look at square brackets. Now, if we have open at 3, closed at 7, then we'll have parentheses of 3 and a square bracket after 7. Now, also, we can use greater than or less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. But remember, when doing infinity, it's always open brackets. Open interval from 3 to 7. So we'd say 3 is less than x is less than 7. Closed interval from 3 to 7. 3 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to 7. Interval closed at 3 and open at 7. So we'll say 3 is less than or equal to x is less than 7. Right, we have interval notation on a number line. We use dots, either opened or closed, at the extreme left and right points of a graph. If no such dots are shown, assume that the graph extends beyond these points. So let's look at some examples. So if we go from 3 to 7, we'll just number this off for 3 to 7, and we want it to be closed. So we have closed dots. If we want it to be open, then we're going to put little circles and connect them. And that's an open interval. And let's suppose we want it open at 3 and closed at 7. We'll have a circle at 3 and a dash at 7. We can also use the vertical line test. Remember, we discussed this in Section 1.1. Graphs accompanied it.